Greetings, Galactic family of light, all spiritual beings here on Earth and multidimensionally off Earth. I hope everyone is enjoying their experience working through a Stargate transition from January 22nd. Was a huge divine portal. Stargate multidimensional acceleration, quantum acceleration, that I would love to talk about. This is going to be an Ascension update. For the past few days, we're on the 25th, the 22nd, and then beginning the 20th. 21st, 22nd was a huge Stargate system that was opening and activating for the Aurora Earth system. This is a new universe that we're moving into. Those of us that have been on the Ascension journey, Ascension Awakening, everyone is moving through the gates. Some are moving quickly, if you want to say, quantum acceleration. So everyone is moving through the transition to this new Earth system. Everything would have to be released on a deep cellular level. So what a portal for Ascension energies and updates, and we're going to go into the update of it, experiencing quantum acceleration since 2012, 2013, my personal experience. What is quantum acceleration? Multidimensional quantum acceleration is all your multidimensional U's accelerating through Stargate systems. The Stargate system is a universal gate system. It's within inside of you that you're able to unlock. Some of us will start anchoring in the frequencies, the light encoded star code, star plasma code, quantum light encoded frequencies, gamma, atomic, plasma, crystalline, and I call it crystalline, crystalline. It all depends on what quantum dimension you're in. Some of you could be awakened like me, speaking multiple languages at the same time, and then shifting and moving through third dimensional softwares and hard drives. 3D softwares is going to be everything that you were programmed with before you awakened. So you will have to remove all of these reality systems, softwares, and hard drives. So you have to understand that those are templates of realities that you're wiping. So how would I explain this coming in? Coming into the system, we are programmed with multiple intelligence, artificial intelligence too, belief systems, templates, softwares, lots of fear programming, all different types of programs. A lot of you would resonate with trauma cellular releases. Trauma cellular releases is the trauma of coming into this matrix system. You would have to look around and to experience the vibrational frequency of a 3D vibration, third dimensional vibration, fear. What is fear? Fear, hate, violence, deep trauma, abuse. Focus into you, kind of like tuning in. You want to actually tune into the matrix that we came into, the vibrational frequency of the actual matrix itself. So those are just lists, but we call them fear softwares. Fear programming, control. So you would have to be able to tune into the vibrational frequency of what a third dimensional or even lower. There is a dimension, a second dimension, and a third dimension. You would have to understand the vibrational frequencies. So you would want to reflect, as in we reflect. Okay, and that would be the beginning process from the time we come in here to, I would have to say 18, 17 years old. When the children are programmed by belief systems, which are templates, belief systems and softwares of others. Okay, because the children cannot speak until 2 or 3 years old or 4 years old. So you would have to understand that too, right? So like some people say that are third dimensional human, and we would call it the 3D human. So there's multiple versions and multiple dimensions of a human: 3D human, 4D human, 5D human, angelic human, 7D human, 12D human. These are, just for you to know, are dimensions. So third dimensional human, fourth dimensional human, fifth dimensional human. So hopefully you're able to follow. When you're at a childhood, you're obviously programmed by others. Whoever is there in your conscious field, your reality system. Hopefully you can follow with this. Okay, so the children start to become conscious, most likely. I would have to say 12. Just kind of just tuning into the field. As far as being conscious, as far as knowing what is conscious, what is unconscious. Right? So that would be the development of 3D. 3D would be polarity, duality system. Light and dark, right and wrong. You would have to understand that too as well. So that's where they become vibrant and colorful and are able to make choice and choose. Okay? Most children do not have choice or choose. Some don't, and some do. So sometimes you would have to see the collectives in the collective consciousness and to understand, right? So there are beautiful acceleration cycle breaker parents, if you want to say. I call it cycle breaking parents, generation through generation, that become conscious themselves and change and to shift and to give children choice and to choose. Okay? So hopefully you'll be able to follow this too. So you would be able to understand choice, choosing. We become conscious by 30 as you start to awaken more. So I've tuned into this too as well. As far as what they say, growing. So as you grow, you become conscious. So you would shift from the 3D development, vibrational frequency, okay, to a fourth dimensional vibrational frequency. So like we said, children are not able to speak. And like the 3D human would say, is that they can't read minds and that they're not telepathic, right? Okay. A fourth dimensional human eventually will realize that there is consciousness and vibration and energy. And they will be able to move through all of the templates and softwares of the 4D, fourth dimensional, to be able to awaken. And they would call it awakening, knowing about energy and vibration, and that everything is energy, vibration. And then the school of learning in the fourth dimension. Then you would be able to move into the fifth dimension. You would realize you would expand more, and that telepathy is really real, but you would realize it's all energy and vibration. So most fifth dimensional parents can actually communicate telepathically with their children and know that they don't have to speak, that they actually know that telepathy is real through energy and vibration. Telepathy is vibration and consciousness, energy. Okay, so those are the next levels, and you can call them levels, but that's what, speaking to the all, we'll use those development, energetic development words. Okay. So hopefully you're able to follow where we are accelerating to. Right now, working through these gate systems, multidimensional. It is multidimensional, moving into a fifth dimensional system. The fifth dimensional vibrational frequency, which would be the angelic human. So there's many names to it. You can call it your galactic self, your angelic self. You can call it your light body self, your fifth dimensional self, your new earth self. There's multiple names to it. Those are all just labels. It's not who you are always fully. You're multidimensional, so you're going to shift and change as we accelerate throughout the day. So you want to check into to be able to see how everything works and all multidimensional aspects, and then you have lower self and shadow self identities that come up. So you want to start paying attention to the spirals that you work through and the multiple spirals that you work through daily, and this would be every day. Okay, so everything shifts and changes. If you notice, everything shifts and changes and shifts and changes. So when you're in the fourth dimensional human self, you'll be shifting and changing like this for years and years and years. And that's why I'm saying that my process started in 2012, and I was just had everything turned on. Everything. Telepathic communication through galactic consciousness, Kundalini experiences, higher realm experiences, speaking to multiple councils in 2012, 2013. And I had to shift and move through all of these softwares in a spiral motion, all belief systems that I was ever programmed with in the 3D perceptions. And those are perceptions, belief system, template softwares, and that's what we call them. So I had to sit there and move through spirals and spirals and spirals and spirals of matrix frequency fences, if you want to say, kind of hitting all of them at once. And that's okay, because you have to. You would have to, because you have to remove the reality template completely, the hard drive completely. So working through the multiple spirals all day long, and belief systems, beliefs saying this is insane. There's no way I'm speaking all these languages. And then you have religious and dogma belief systems and all kinds of stuff floating around. Depends on what you were programmed with and your contracts coming in here, right? So speaking multiple languages and drawing in multiple angelic languages and star languages, right? So all of those that have had that journey, mine was very accelerated. So it's been 9 years of clearing softwares. So the experience of where I'm moving into as far as tuning into the Ascension upgrades. Right now, if you haven't noticed in the dream state is very vivid for removing all 3D hard drive reality systems, everything, but I realize that it's the collective consciousness. So when I tune in the dream state, it's actually the collectives. Okay, so it's the whole collectives, the collective consciousness is literally dismantling the 3D hard drives. So the collective consciousness would be all collectives and all groups, soul groups, planetary systems, multidimensionals of this actual system, this multidimensional Merkaba vehicle of Earth. Earth is a Merkaba vehicle. You would have to recognize that you actually came in here on a human experience. You came into a ship on a human experience. So you'll realize this too. That's why a lot of people say breaking out of the Matrix and relate it to Neo and the movie The Matrix and everything else. And that's fine. You know, that's how they perceive perception. And that's everyone's perception. Everyone's perception is going to be different because each one of you are individually a universe. So as you activate the Stargate system, you will realize that you have multiple yous, multidimensional, multiple higher selves, multidimensionals of the Earth systems and navigating through dimensions, activating Stargates and teleportating through dimensions, through Stargates, okay? And that's what you would be moving through, but you have to clear out the softwares. So the dream state is really vivid if you actually pay attention to everything that needs to go in the whole collective consciousness, everything that's being dismantled in this Merkaba ship. So hopefully you're able to follow on that. Some of you guys might not and say, oh, it's a Merkaba ship. You'll question everything, and that's good. I'm glad that you question, because if you question, that means that you're waking up even more. Reawakening. And it's reawakening. So the amnesias is we used to be able to come in here fully intact and when I say fully, full records of who we are, full records of our family, where we came from, our origins, what star DNA we came from, what galactic DNA, what angelic DNA, and all of our history. So when we came in here, we didn't have amnesia. Those are plates that were wiped. Okay. So like I tell people, there are children and star children, rainbow star children, or diamond crystalline children, okay? Starseeds or indigos that are coming in right now that don't have their plates wiped, okay? So they don't have plate wipes. So they come in fully knowing who they are, okay? Hopefully you'll be able to understand that, especially for the new parents And there's the new Earth parents, definitely are gifted with these children. New Earth parents are complete fifth dimensional. They don't have fourth dimensional softwares or 3D softwares. They're fifth dimensional completely, which means that they went through everything and wiped everything to have these children come in. Those children are not going to have amnesias or veils. Okay, obviously those children are going to come fully in, fully knowing who they are. Okay, and it's not the runaround. I call it the cycles and the loops and the phoenix cycles and I call it unicorn cycles. None of that is going to be necessary. These parents will know fully that their children have all of their memories fully intact. It's actually a beautiful moment for the collective consciousness and the collective of this planetary system, multiverses and planetary and universal systems too as well. Okay, so you have to understand that's really big because it's all done within the universe and the universal structure. So you would understand that it's a lot bigger because if you are the universe, each one of you are individually a universe, you would know externally out there that that's really big. That means that you have to think about what is actually being restored. If a child comes in fully with no plate wipes at all, and they call them plate wipes or platform wipes, there's all these different names for them, but they would call them plate wipes. Being fully aware of who they are. Imagine that family's life. They're all telepathic, obviously in the fifth dimension. They all can do all kinds of quantum abilities, Stargate abilities, Merkaba abilities. The children would have full systems fully online, Merkaba systems fully online. So you would have to understand they can all morph into each other and telepathically communicate through the heart center to each other, because the heart center is the communication to the Stargate system and the communication multidimensionally to the Stargate to everyone in their conscious field, if that makes sense. So they should be able to telepathically communicate as a family through the heart center and just sit there and just be, cracking up and laughing and morphing into each other. And I don't know which one is who and who is, which one is this and who are you? Oh my God, we're like all each other. That's literally a fifth dimensional experience, a seventh dimensional experience with a family that is seventh dimensional or 15 dimensional family too as well. So these are 15 dimensional families and they do exist here too. Okay, so they obviously do, because I would have to say I'm here, right? So they do exist in the collectives. If they didn't exist in the collectives, or even through time and space, we wouldn't be able to move into the next systems. You would have to understand these advanced beings came in, like all of us, to be able to bring these fully online. Just because they're in the future and in another time and space, they can still bring the templates in. They can still bring the experiences in here, so we're able to upgrade as we go. So hopefully you're able to follow this. So there's multiple future families that are working multidimensional in order to restore huge grid systems here in the collective consciousness for families, and for experiences with families. And that's where the divine unions, divine partnerships, sacred divine unions come in to play, which are 15 dimensional unions. 15 dimensional unions. You have fifth dimensional unions, but they're higher, and we don't want to say higher. Navigating through Stargates and your Stargate dimensions, there's sacred unions in the 15th dimension that are obviously setting in high templates here for the collectives that have advanced abilities. Advanced abilities where it would blow your mind, right? Okay, so that's the reason why we came in here to teach you, and we came in to assist and teach. We were able to move through all of the hard drives and softwares of the, and it's not lower vibrational. You have to understand that the human species and the human intelligence is already advanced. It's the programming of the Merkaba in the third dimensional Merkaba system, fourth dimensional Merkaba system, some of the fourth dimensional too. It's programming in the system itself and in the templates. It's in the actual Earth system for about 2,000 years. Okay, so it wasn't always like this. The human species comes in high vibrational Okay, its density is different. So density is softwares and more some, but we won't go into that. So just letting you know, that's why the children are like freshly pure. And if you tune into the infant and how they smell, like it's just small baby. So it smells beautiful, right? So you would have to understand that that child is very pure. It is the programming of everything around them. If you put fear into a child or anything less or dense energy, then you have to see what would be the makeup of the child. So in a sense, you would have to pay attention and be a conscious, and that's why they call it conscious parenting, or 15-dimensional conscious parenting is way beyond what you could even imagine. So that will have to come out later. It already has come out, but these families are setting it as a template because they know what they do will eventually ripple out to others. And as it ripples through the collective consciousness, the families will actually start to change. You'll be more conscious in how you speak, vibrational, everything vibration with your child. So that will come, of course, later on. And just moving into that, you would have to see how everything works. So you would have to kind of look at all the cycles and what did we come in here for, right? To become conscious. But there's conscious in the 4D, which is there's conscious in the 3D vibrational frequency bandwidth. There's also 4D frequency bandwidth, and then there's 5D, and then there's all the way to 15 and more some. We can keep going, right? So you would have to understand that density is in the human, and that's why everyone's like, you have to clear your density. Well, you're clearing everything, so it really is, just want you to know, in the collectives, everything is being wiped, transmuted, transcendence, and transformed. So everything has to come out of the physical body completely. We have new systems coming in, so I am going to talk about that as far as the update goes. Cellular trauma from the 22nd, which is a huge gate portal. What are Stargate portals? Stargate portals is for you to activate, obviously, and high frequencies of light. So the activation coming through is God DNA. Okay, and it was I'm laying there in my dream state as I'm watching realities being ripped from obviously my conscious field, which is good. I'm holding a huge field, a multiverse field, so I want it to be able to go, and then also for the collectives. Now everyone has their own names and way showers and readers and everyone that's out there that has come in to reawaken through amnesia. Okay, reawaken, meaning what it means is to awaken from amnesias, okay? To remember who you are as a pure being, to have a development, spiritual development. Whatever perception you perceive in your reality is the way that you perceive. The ones that came in here are setting these templates on for what is brought into them through frequency. And it's through frequency and God consciousness. It is multidimensional. Multidimensional. God consciousness frequencies. Avatar consciousness. These are just human labels. You would have to understand the pure frequency of source. To understand it, you would have to embody it. But you don't have to understand it. And that's what you would have to see, hear, and feel, is that there is no understanding. It is a vibrational frequency. And all the humans will sit there and do is go, I need to understand this, or I need to dissect this, or this is right and this is wrong, or whatever it is. You'll move through that. It's a vibrational frequency, pure frequency of source, and that will activate with the Kundalini experience. You will want to shift into change to become a new you, a new human, a new creator, a new way of living. Hopefully you'll be able to follow that it's a vibrational frequency, pure frequency, what happens with the Kundalini experience. It is pure, which is throughout your whole body. It will feel orgasmic, like a cosmic orgasm. And that's the only way a human would be able to perceive the old human, which would be the 3D human or the 4D human. It depends on where you are at in your frequency bandwidths. And where are you right now, in this now and in this holy presence? It's a holy presence. It is holy in so many ways, in different forms. And you have to recognize no one is going to understand your experience but you. So your higher version of you will tell you to remove all judgment of external. Okay? Remove all judgment and separation of self within you and judgment of you. You only judge yourself because of other perception and views. Okay? So you would have to move through this too. You would have clear communication with Source. A clear communication with God consciousness and Source would explain in a holy union to let go of everything, judgment of yourself and how you see, view, and hear through others' belief systems. How do you see, hear through everyone else's belief systems? Okay? Density is density. And that's it. All beings are pure here on this planet. And pure no matter what density, softwares or programs that they have inside of them. That can be cleansed, cleared, and transformed and transmuted. It doesn't matter who you are, and that's how God consciousness is. God consciousness created us in a pure way with free will and choice and choose. Free will would not be until you're probably in your teenage years, okay? Because of belief systems on this planet, okay? So if you look at that, when you're in your teenage years, probably about 17 or 18 in the collectives, free will of choice, you would have to say would be around the 20s too. So then it would be free will of choice. And hopefully some of you guys will be laughing going, that probably is true, right? But is it really free will of choice? Because all you care about is what other people think about you. And that's it. So that's pretty much the whole wrap up, is that won't come until you're about 30 or 40, until you're fighting others' belief systems and you realize it's only just you fighting you inside. So you eventually will have to remove this, and it is a part of the energy update, because this is the Ascension update, because you'll realize that this is what's coming through. So you want to actually see, hear, and perceive everything that's coming in. That Source will just laugh, and God consciousness, when you make that connection to the God consciousness vibrational frequency, will just laugh and say, oh, this is going to be a fight for your life. Internally inside, and it will be like it's not a fight, and we'll just have little riddles saying it's really not a fight, but that's the only way that you perceive and perception. And that's how you will feel the whole time, removing all of this realities and templates, all of belief systems, all judgment, separation, going to Christ consciousness, or just a pure embodiment of Source, feeling that Source frequency, going into higher states of consciousness. You can go right there and you can stay there. Okay? Now, all of us are different. So some will go all the way up and really expanded, and they can reach these really high states of consciousness. And then some of us go through deep cycles of going into the lower, going back out, going into the lower, going back out, clearing deep cellular trauma softwares over and over again. Some starseeds are here for the collectives. Indigos are here for the collectives. Starseeds, I think, are more the Christed children of the Diamond Sun DNA, the Christed crystal children, which would be me. Like me, if you want to say I'm a Christed crystal child. And we are here for collective vortexes. So you have to understand the collective vortexes. You could say the avatar, already Christed star avatar system, and it's a whole system that you'll realize that you're sitting here building and constructing the whole time. You realize everything you're doing is for the collectives. Now all of you guys can do that, but it is our highest contracts that we are able to purify this whole system, and that's where you would just sit and do. And a lot of us have done it. Some of us could be walk-ins coming in. I know I'm not a walk-in, so I do know that. I just was turned on, and that was it. And that's pretty much about it. And just navigating through the layers of the cycles. So I realized all cycles that I would be going through is for everything and the all the way around, and also for other beings too as well. So I am going to keep it for another 15 minutes and just and sharing, and so you guys have an understanding what's coming up. So lots of cellular, but it's reality hard drives, a third dimensional reality hard drives, realities completely are being removed. So there's going to be a lot of changes that are coming again. So just pay attention to the changes when you move into the collectives. Those of you that are out in the fifth dimension or out holding that grid system, it's like a light grid system. Those that are holding that grid system and trying to keep that platform, holding that sacred space for the all, you'll be able to tune into collectives and to see what is actually shifting and changing in the collectives, and that would be in the 3D collectives, and you'll be able to actually tune into it. So you want to just meditate and do the daily meditation and just kind of visualize kind of transmuting everything out of the grid that you're holding, and transmute kind of like a vortex spiral, all different types of spiral systems you'll be able to tune into, and you'll be able to just push it up and out the crown. So it will hit hard in certain areas, if that makes sense, and it's okay. You'll have to just remember why you're here and always explain and to yourself for a while why you are here, and that what is coming out has to be pushed out of the crown. We're here to raise the vibrational frequencies, so it's okay. It doesn't matter where you're at, and we want to explain vibration for conscious vibration. So there's a 3D conscious vibration, and it would be the starting development of purging density from the programs. So you're beautiful the way that you are, and you're absolutely a beautiful being the way you are right now, okay? And then you have fourth dimensional, which would be more polarity, separation, duality. And that's and there's beautiful parts of the system too, and teachings and templates here. Lots of teachings that can be experienced here, right? So you would be in this vibration. Fourth dimension is a vibrational frequency. It is a fourth dimensional consciousness, which is vibration and energy. So you would have to understand 3D consciousness, vibration and energy, and then you have 5D. So we want to kind of just stick to the third dimension, fourth dimension, and the fifth dimension consciousness, vibrational frequency bandwidths, so you would have an understanding. And you can actually learn how to shift your vibrational frequency and to move into dimensions to see how do they actually feel. And you can develop markers to doing markers all the way up to the 15th dimension and learn how to walk through dimensions. Navigating through Stargate systems. And that's the reason why we started the school, Multidimensional Stargate School. It's fine. We say it so many different ways. Krystalline Stargate Multidimensional School. So we actually started the development of this. There's so much to it that we just try to keep it as simple as possible. But it's definitely for the super quantum computer system, reality programmer training and mastery, and then also all different types of multidimensional quantum consciousness, navigation, Stargate navigation, teleportation through Stargates, obviously advanced abilities that can be unlocked within inside of you very quickly and fast, developments, techniques, skills, all of that. So that's the reason why we're building the school that we are building right now, and it will all piece together once it goes through the spiral of the vortexes within my multidimensional fields. and the Stargates, and to move through for the perfect alignment, for the all. And that's how everything works. So if you look, everything will kind of split apart into pieces, kind of like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, when the little boy went into, it was some type of TV, and he was like, oh, I'm on TV, and then he was put into like millions or hundreds of pieces to be able to teleport to a location. And that's how everything will go to millions of pieces really fast, and then you would spiral and come back. And that's materializing, dematerializing, materializing, dematerializing, and obviously turning into vibration and then coming back into physical form. So that is actually how Stargates work, and everything has to be split apart and goes into spiral motions, multiple spiral motions in different directions, and then everything will come back into the whole. So hopefully that if you pay attention, that's how your reality will be for a long time through this whole year. The year is going to be for you to be able to clear density out of the physical body, so everything will be all over the place and then come back into a whole, and you'll learn what quantum is. So if you actually pay attention, you'll understand quantum and how everything works through vibration and energy, spiral system, circular. You could say circular, but it would be different spirals, and spirals in opposite directions. Spirals, there should be two spiral systems, two vortex systems, so you would pay attention to that too, and multiple spirals. So this is how everything is going to be for this whole year, and then going into 2023. This gate system is heavy trauma, but everything has to come up in order for you to shift, no matter what. Illusions are going to be in front of your face and moving through illusions. Illusions are veils, but those are identities and aspects of the old you, which is not you at all. You have to understand, that's why everyone says, oh, the new you, or I'm going to shift and change my life, and I'm going to be all new. You would, because that is a part of the quantum spiral. So it's good. It's perfect. Whatever gets you to do it, and you're perfect the way that you are in every moment, and in the presence and in the now. So pay attention to that too. And to see, how do you see and perceive you? What do you see? And then all of, what is it? The agendas, expectations, obligations. Pay attention to all of those. All of the fears, the plots, the plans, the drama. Pay attention to all of those. Those are all being taken and wiped. So you want to, the drama, if you want to say, it's not the drama that you think or you perceive from a third dimensional vibrational frequency consciousness. It's the 3D consciousness. It's not coming from that place. It's coming from a fifth dimensional consciousness. So it's everything that you would see or create that was from a 3D consciousness or a 4D consciousness. So it's not that type of drama. It's coming from a place of purity and a fifth dimensional conscious frequency bandwidth. So when we say drama, we mean it coming from a pure place, which means it's not, it wouldn't be the drama of what you would perceive it. So it took me a long time to understand. With my higher self is obviously a pure being, which I am my higher self, but this is obviously a higher multidimensional. The multidimensionals are the ones that teach me that it's not the way that you perceive. They were showing me telepathically how everything is, and then I'll go, oh, okay, now I understand. But there's also 3D consciousness and 4D consciousness, and they would show me these ones, so you would have an understanding of what it is. You would have to remove all of these creations. What do you create? Everything that you create. How do you create? So it's all creations. Creating in fear, if that's what you create in fear. If you actually pay attention to everything that your mind creates in fear, and then you would actually see it being created in front of you, and you know how you're like, I know this is going to happen. Well, of course it's going to happen. That's because you're sitting here creating it. So of course it's going to materialize into physical form in your life. If you recognize this and you see it, you want to say clear and delete, and learn how to clear and delete it. And then if you notice there's something that you did for it not to create, and it's just all of your fears. Okay, so that will happen too, but it's almost as if like the higher self, it's a looping system. So the higher self is trying to obviously get you out of a loop of creating all this fear, and to know that you're perfect and pure the way that you are. Okay, so stepping out of shame and guilt, and to realize this isn't who you are anymore. The consciousness of this planet is expanding. The vibrational frequency is becoming higher. It's not in those belief systems anymore. You are still a pure being, and you want to keep moving as fast as you can and transforming and to becoming conscious. As you become conscious, and people can change. So that's another thing. Humans can change, and the human selves, multiple selves and aspects and identities, they can change as they look deep, deep within and look within. You would have to understand the system, the matrix, how everything works. What is karma is not really karma. It's a mirror reflection. It's a 360 degree was prison system. I'm not going to say it's a prison system anymore. I feel like it's a fourth dimensional system. It's moving into the 4D completely, where the freedom of the souls here is the reflection. Everyone will reflect because of the way that the system is set up. You would have to be shown this by Source, God consciousness, multidimensional beings would be able to eventually show you that it is a reflection system. So they will sit and reflect, okay? And that's the way you would have to understand how everything is set up to be able to see how everything works, and why are you still reflecting through lessons and experiences. You would understand that. So it's old energy. You can call it karma, but it's old energy. Old energy. Everything old is being released. Yes, yes. And everyone's on the Ascension wave, and oh, it's Ascension. I'm spiritually awakening. I want to raise my vibrations. Yes, because the planet is shifting through orbits and activating into a higher system. So it's beautiful races that are here, and that's the way Gaia perceives you. Gaia, Mother Earth. The Mother Earth perceives you as its beauty, its beings, its beautiful beings, as its children. Okay, so the mother who speaks to you the most, the closest network, one of the closest networks you have is Gaia, is Mother Earth, is the earth that you walk on, the earth that you go outside, and the trees that you look at, is the one that talks to you the most through telepathic consciousness and loves you and will clear you and transmute everything for you and will explain everything's going to be okay, but she's expanding right now. So she's moving through her orbits, her solar gates, her universal gates, her universal system, her Christic system. She is moving. You are too, because you're on her ship. So you have to understand you're on her light ship, her Merkaba ship. You came in here on an experience. So that means you're moving with her. So one day you'll realize, oh, I'm just moving with her, and she'll take you there. So we just want you to know that too, and she does too. So you'll be able to connect into the frequencies of her, and that's what channelers do. So channelers connect into the frequencies of the all of consciousness and multidimensional consciousness. So you can say you channel, and that's fine, but we connect to frequency and the frequency of the planet, and that's what we came here to do. Just letting you know. So we want you to know that you're going to be shifting and changing and releasing, and everything will come up. And the fourth dimension is more for experience and lessons, and then the fifth dimension to the fifth dimensional consciousness to the 15th dimensional consciousness and higher is no more lessons and experiences anymore. It's blissful states and beautiful, holding that frequency. You could go into the lower frequencies until you have to move out all the templates and softwares of the fourth dimension. Okay, so just pay attention to the spirals of what is coming in and what is actually happening out there. Pay attention to what's inside, and you can kind of weave it like an infinity symbol, and the infinity symbol going back and forth, and just realize you can go internal, external, like the infinity symbol, and to open the heart centers. So like I tell people, everyone here, you're all pure beings of Gaia, because you came in on her starship, and pure frequencies as a being external. So please remember this. And just wanted to share this too, as the Ascension energies and then God DNA. So we have God DNA coming in all new systems, and right now I'm doing major activations and upgrading. All of you guys are too. So everyone is. Sleep as much as you can. Drink lots of water. Lots of Ascension is going to be up here in the higher harmonic universes. Okay, and you'll drop into the lowers, which I call it the cycle. Dropping into lowers, and that's good. And you feel like it's an infinity gate system, and it's you can call it the infinity if you want, but there's multiple spiral systems and crystic systems, all new systems that are coming in. So the God DNA is being activated. Now, I would have to say it's God consciousness templates, God DNA, and that would be the God consciousness, but I do see it connecting to multiple gods on this planet, which is the God realm, and that would be called the universal system, universal realm, and those are stargates that you guys are going to be moving through. So the frequency that's coming in, it looks like star particles, stardust. The stardust is gold. So I can at least say that the stardust activation is a silver frequency coming in a gold frequency. I call it stardust, star particles that are penetrating through right here non-stop. I'm teleporting through gates and teleporting through gates and teleporting through gates. Gates are stargates, and teleportation is feeling like you're in a suction cup or you're being pulled, literally pulled out of the body, but it's being pulled through a gate system. So I know what teleportation is. And it's just, it looks like it's just raining. It's raining universes and galaxies being poured onto me over and over again through the pineal gland, and that's how it comes in through vortexes. And besides the Indaras and the Indara upgrades, because I'm working through all of these and Indara upgrades, because this is what I'm working with for 2022, is the Indara super quantum computer systems training, teaching people how to program their realities, instant manifestation, materializing into physical form, human experiences, realities, everything that we came here to teach is for multidimensional experiences, multidimensional Stargate, quantum consciousness, development, skills, training, and then also to teach you how to materialize into physical form, again, like the God selves, the gods used to be able to do, the ones that we have left, the knowledge that we have left, we would be able to materialize our human experience and to program it, to actually program our experiences, to program our realities, and that's what we are upgrading right now to be able to teach all of you guys, and I do teach it daily already, and it is instant manifestation, but it's a pure frequency, full service frequency, pure frequency for the all, okay? To materialize and to learn how to program your reality, that's definitely taking your power back completely, and you can do it in your Merkaba system, so you guys all have access to it. And this is what I've been bringing in for the collectives for a long time, and all different types of other stuff too as well. So all of you guys will be able to tune this on if you're connecting into the frequencies of the universal gate system of my Stargate system. And I wouldn't say my Stargate, I would have to say my ship, my family ship. You would have to understand the Merkaba, all the multidimensionals. If you are connecting into this frequency, then you would know that eventually you're just going to unlock the downloads and the data, and you'll be able to know how to program your own system, to be able to activate and install, activate, install, activate, install all timelines, activate and install your whole reality experience, activate and install, and then we do work. So we work multidimensionally through collective consciousness, and what we have to do to pretty much shift the system, purify the density, programming, lots of consciousness programming, super quantum computer system programming, super consciousness programming, collective consciousness programming, coming pure frequency, which is more fifth dimensional conscious programming. So we go into the programs of the actual Merkaba system here with Gaia and Gaia's permission, multidimensional Gaia networks, and to be able to help her with the humanity's programs, if you want to say, her beautiful races that she has here on the planet, which is multiple races, multidimensional races here on this planet, and assisting her with upgrading them through pure frequencies and all kinds of beautiful, crazy stuff. So connecting into this would be what you would call God DNA. God DNA, all systems, so anyone who is listening to this, you'll be activated with the God DNA systems. So if you just want to open your heart center right now and just activate it into your field, and with your permission, you can just activate all the new systems that we're integrating. So all of us integrate for the all and for the collectives. So it's not mine or just mine at all. It's not just me, mine, or the way that we perceive. We don't perceive like that at all. This is not self-service. This is full service. So when I bring something in and I'm laying in bed and I'm purifying, and all of you guys do this too, so we're trying to show you that this is a we process, that when you're going through all of these upgrades, you're doing it for the collectives. You're doing it for the all, not just for you. Okay? So that's not there anymore when you're in the fifth dimension and higher dimensional consciousness states. Okay? And it's not in the head. We're in the heart center. We come from a place of the heart. We're here in the heart. Okay? This is where we navigate, is through the heart here. Right? Just want everyone to know. And that's how Starseeds, Indigos, all of us, we navigate through a heart center, a pure heart center. We go through developments and master developments through years, and shedding and layers and beyond what you could even imagine. Majority of they don't want to do that, and that's fine. You don't have to. Like we said, we are the chosen ones that are doing it for all of you. You guys just sit back and you'll change. So it's okay. You guys sit back and eventually you'll see the prisons break. You'll see your conscious traps break. And that's okay. Those are our contracts. Those aren't your contracts. So you have to understand that too. Those are our contracts coming in here, not your contracts. If they were your contracts, you would be here in this vibrational frequency and in this consciousness. You would be doing what we do on a regular basis. These are our contracts coming in here. It's okay. You have other contracts that you'll unlock later on. You'll be able to see you have different contracts. Okay? So it's okay, but you'll realize that your conscious traps will start to be released and everything will start to be released, and then you'll be able to access your own contracts that are your contracts coming in here. All right? And those are your mission contracts. You can call them missions. Missions are your higher contracts, your fifth dimensional experiences, your 15 dimensional experiences, and you'll be flying high and you'll be like, way out there having the blast time of your life. So we can do it for the all, and that's what we came in here for. So we're okay with having these contracts. These type of contracts of clearing for the collectives and everything that we do for the collective. So it's okay. Those of you that are going through the Ascension process and the Ascension Lightbody upgrades and have been doing it for years, or you're just now going into these Ascension Lightbody upgrades, which you'd call them Ascension symptoms, that are having these developments, that means you have contracts to clear the collectives. So now you know your missions. Now you can actually say, I actually know my missions. Yay! Thank you, Akasha. Okay, so you want to be able to rest and to sleep as much as you possibly can. Your universal soul will take care of you, and you'll recognize this too. Everything will come to you very smoothly once you take that contract and say, you know what? I'm actually going to stop everything and I'm going to rest. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm actually going to do self-care. I'm going to believe in my universe, like Akasha says. And that's what we're going to do. And you'll realize you'll be clearing all kinds of crazy softwares the whole time, but you'll realize everything will be taken care of because you chose full service and you chose to make a connection with your universal soul. You chose these next levels of going, I'm going to believe. I do believe Do you believe? Yes, I do. And then eventually everything, you'll realize you won't have to work as hard as you used to. Coming from a 3D consciousness perception, you can work and have fun and be full service and do everything at quantum flow, and an energetic quantum flow, and not sitting here having all this stress and anxiety about everything. If that is it, then you should know there's something really off in your field. Your body, your physical body, will tell you that there's something really off, but you most likely, you can switch and switch realities and switch jobs, and you can keep doing that, but you'll have to realize it's actually within inside of you, that you want to shift all of that and just to release and let go. So eventually we want you guys to know that if you are going through the ascension process, ascension upgrades, ascension symptoms is what you guys would call it. They're ascension Lightbody upgrades. You are fulfilling your highest contract here. So those of you that have those questions about my purpose, my mission, my contracts, if you guys are getting hit with the frequency crystalline, silver stardust, and gold silver stardust that's coming in right now, that is absolutely beautiful, which is God DNA, and you guys can't get out of bed, and you're lethargic, and you feel like that you're in like a crazy fear state of consciousness right now, okay, you will be, because you're clearing density out of your body. You're clearing control. Fear is all control. Okay, so you're clearing a matrix for the collective. So now you actually know what one of your highest contracts are, and one of your highest missions are, being the Starseed or an Indigo. Now you finally do. You're here to clear for the collectives, activate and light a universal system, which is a crystal star universal system, a whole Stargate super quantum computer system, and that's what you're doing. You're clearing for the collective. So just sleep, rest, take care of yourself if you can, and try not to take, I really try I try to do more herbal supplements if I have a pounding headache. Sometimes that doesn't always work, and you can probably do, try to find something else. Different, ibuprofen's not too bad, but that has definitely been accelerating big time. And then all the other cool stuff that has been happening, as far as everything moving, kind of feels like the plasma fields and liquid plasma fields are coming online. So everything feels like it's moving. You can see things moving around you. Lots of like orbs and lights, green, purples, blues, teals, all kinds of beautiful colors that you're seeing. So that's your plasma, and that's your new earth experience that's coming up. Those are your plasma fields you're creating your new earth externally. So you've done really well upgrading here, but if you start to actually see it out there, that means welcome to the new earth and Utopia new earth. Welcome to the Aurora earth and the new universal system, new universal Gaia system. Okay, so they do call it the Aurora because it does look like the Aurora. So we just want to tell you that we love you very much, and hopefully this was able to assist anyone. So God DNA, there's a Krishna system that's coming online. It's a Christic system. It's a Merkaba system. It's a new system that we're going into too as well. So hopefully I'll do another update soon. So sending love to all of you.